back in LA.
Let's be real. That really means the Lakers because he's not going back to the Clippers.
The Nets, they're in New York.
The Nets maybe.
The
I could like
Nets.
I don't know who they would trade, but
Yo, let me ask you a
Spencer Dinwiddie,
question
Karis
real
LeVert,
quick.
for Chris
If
Paul,
and some picks.
yeah, for Chris Paul,
yeah. Oh, that's a good trade for Chris Paul.
That's a good package
That's
for the
a
Thunder.
good package for Chris Paul.
For sure.
Yeah. Caris LeVert. Wait, LeVert, Dinwiddie, and a pick.
And they'll probably throw some kind of pick in there. And if it's not Karis or Spencer, they're gonna do one of them, one of those two players, and then they might add maybe like I don't know. They can throw. They're kind of deep, honestly. I mean, you got like Jared Allen. You could throw in like Joe Harris.
Joe Harris, isn't he a free
they're
agent?
gonna keep him. They're gonna keep him on the team. They don't want to lose him. What?
Who, Joe Harris?
Yeah.
They don't want to lose. I feel like they'd rather keep Karis or Spencer before they give up Joe Harris, though. Like if Joe Harris is the deciding factor in getting Chris Paul, they'll give him up. He's a bucket.
LeVert is gonna win.
He's
a
a
year
he's a bucket. Yeah, he's a bucket.
He's gonna win
That would be a huge. If the Thunder were able to get Spencer and Karis, I think they're getting a lot in return for because what they're trading. A lot of the trade packages we see rumored for Chris Paul is nothing like super crazy.
Yeah, there's no real return.
It's nothing super crazy
because of his contract.
Yeah, but like getting two young upcoming players like that would be
especially Caris LeVert, man. He is really
that would be good for OKC. I mean, they're still good. They're not going to be good, of course, but that's a nice future
for sure
with some picks. But I think I cut one of you
They'd
guys
have
off.
to hit on a pick. They'd have to hit on a pick because that team's not doing anything in the West.
No, I mean I don't think they're worried about doing anything right now though. They're just trying to rebuild at that point. Like it's a future. Like they're looking into the future right now. Like what's the best they can get out of them? They're definitely. They didn't even think they were going to compete this year. It just happened that Chris Paul is that good still, and they put him in that. He was able to elevate them to that position. I mean, everyone thought the Thunder. I thought the Thunder were going to be absolute garbage coming into this year, and they were one game away from beating the Thunder or beating the Rockets. Literally like a play away from beating the Rockets. Little in a game, like one possession could have changed that whole game. But, damn, I forget what I was gonna say. Like right before I started talking about the preferred destinations and stuff.
no.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I may have cut Nebby off when I was saying that. I think he was asking something.
I'm definitely not gonna remember it. So
It's in the past now.
It's in the past.
that is in the past.
Yeah, it's in the past. So,
One thing I wanted to bring up, just to get back on track to that Jimmy thing, and anyway, so I just want to kind of get an idea of what you guys think on this. Looking at Jimmy Butler's game, what player could you add to that Miami Heat team that would complement his game the best? And you look at guys like LeBron James, you say, oh, a shooter's going to complement him the best. What kind of player is going to complement Jimmy Butler the best?
Okay, what kind of player? It's going to be a player like him.
Or who specifically?
Honestly, if he had... I don't even want to say this, man. If he had Paul George, right? Could fix Paul George.
No.
If he could fix Paul George,
yeah,
that would be perfect. If he could fix him.
It's so funny, too, because when you look at Jimmy Butler this year, it's like, I feel like he played the exact role that you wanted to see out of Kawhi Leonard. So, like, if you and just having those same two players side by side, I mean, again, it's the same thing as Kawhi Leonard, PG. Obviously, he's not as good as Kawhi Leonard, but their games you just looked at and you were like, yeah, they, started the season, you were like, yeah, those guys, they're gonna complement each other so well. That defense is gonna be elite, and it just never really materialized on that. I don't really know what it was because of. But I do have to agree that I think a guy with the same type of play, real good defensive wing, can score.
I mean, do I have to state the obvious?
What?
What's Giannis?
Or no? Giannis.
What are you gonna say?
Giannis?
Giannis.
Yeah. That was my guy who I
Jimmy's
thought.
like the Kobe that Giannis was looking for. I mean, that would literally be perfect. But they both bring the fire to the game, and Giannis would fit perfect in Miami, like literally perfect. But I don't know. I think that's pretty obvious. I wasn't even gonna say him, but I'll say it because we said Paul George, so I brought up Giannis. I think another player that would be a good fit. I think the Heat could use. I mean, the Heat are a great team right now, of course, but I'm saying like if you paired him with someone like a Chris Paul too. I think Chris Paul's another guy. Like, someone that shares the same mindset as Jimmy Butler would work perfectly. So, just someone that really has that burning desire to win. And no one wants to win more than Chris Paul right now. Chris Paul has been dying to get this freaking ring.
That's the one thing that, they talked about in going back to Paul George is, as opposed to Chris Paul, that they were talking about people and the whole organization being afraid to express their real feelings. And Paul George was all a part of that. It's really all the guys, but now you go to a guy like Chris Paul, who might have had a few run-ins with teammates throughout the years, just the same way Jimmy Butler did, but it all stemmed from his competitiveness and his desire to win, and whether or not he was able to articulate the right way and guys felt him, he said things because he thought they needed to be said and that they would make the team better. So yeah, same thing Jimmy Butler did in Miami, and I think he would be awesome right next to him. And again, that veteran leadership.
I mean, yeah.
That would be something serious.
For sure, that would be a great pairing. I think that's 3 good players that would pair well with him. Well, assuming Paul George could be fixed in Miami, that would be
good. It's Miami.
That could be a good pairing.
Come on, we already know that it's Miami.
But you say you're not trading Tyler Hero for him though.
For Paul George?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tyler Hero is freaking 19 years old and he's gonna play in Miami for the next 15 years.
There's no guarantee he plays in Miami for the next 15 years.
He's playing in Miami for 15 years. I don't care what nobody said.
There's a high chance.
I'm getting him another one.
There's a high chance he leaves.
Says who? Why?
If he gets as good as you expect him to be,
NBA.
If he gets as good as you expect him to be, I feel like teams should really only plan for a player to have at least like 5 years. I don't know. I feel like that's how it is now.
I mean, yeah. In this day and age, I don't know if there's any player who I could be like definitively like, yeah, he's gonna be there. So
I feel like Luka could be.
Yeah,
Luka, I feel like he definitely
could be.
He could
Luka
be
could be
until a couple of seasons where he might be.
It just depends on whether. It just depends whether Dallas gets the necessary help. I mean, they already got Kristaps Porzingis, but that guy hasn't been able to stay healthy, honestly.
Let me tell you this: if they could get Giannis to leave, that's the most humble superstar. He's as humble as they come. If they get him to get out of Milwaukee, that's a wrap for the whole league. Nobody is ever staying loyal to a franchise ever again. It's over.
I feel like I said that when KD left.
Yeah, that's loyalty. I think I said that when LeBron left. I think like loyalty has been dead for a long time in the NBA.
Honestly, no. The biggest shocker of all, that man D Wade.
When he left, that was crazy.
I still feel heartache.
That is crazy, but I respected him for it because Pat Riley did him dirty. Pat Riley really disrespected him with that. Pat Riley really did him dirty.
But
for real.
I mean, it was a lack of communication because everybody knows Pat Riley in the grand scheme of things. Pat Riley had a plan for D Wade. Come on, everybody knows D Wade was getting sent off with that Kobe treatment. Had he stayed there, they could have easily done that for him.
But he was only going to get $10 million for one season.
he was gonna make no. They offered him. What did he make? I want to say he made somewhere around like 24 mil in Chicago. They offered him 20 mil in Miami, which after the taxes that he's not getting taxed in Miami, it was roughly the same amount of money that he would have been paid to stay in Miami. He just felt disrespected. And I mean, not I don't want to say it's just because he felt disrespected, because the whole reason that was there in the first place, that option, was because it was a childhood dream of his to play for his hometown team, Chicago Bulls. So I don't want to say it all came down to the disrespect, because again, he was getting paid the same amount. Look back at those contracts, he was getting paid just about the same amount if he would have came back to Miami. He just wanted.
Yeah, but he didn't leave Miami with expectations to get that much more money from another team. He left Miami because of the disrespect. He was only getting 10 mil a season from his team that he brought 3 rings
You're saying
to.
That at that point,
yes.
Pat Riley, his the new contract that he was being offered was for 20 mil a season.
There was no way it was 20 mil a season.
It was for, look, I'm telling you, he made a very, very, very insignificant amount of extra, in NBA money, contract wise. He made a very insignificant amount of money switch from Chicago to Miami, because Pat Riley was offering him like 20 mil a year. He got somewhere, I want to say it was under 25, just under 25 mil a year to go to the Bulls, which after all the taxes are said and done, hardly more than 20 mil a year.
And it was 20 mil a year?
I don't remember this. I feel like there's no way, but
it was 20 mil.
Bro,
a year,
I feel like I definitely remember it was 20 over 2.
It was 20.
I feel like it was definitely like 20 for 2 years.
It was 20. I'm telling you, it was 20 mil a year. Cause I looked at, believe me, I
will believe you, because you are definitely a Miami fan, but I feel like that wouldn't have been the reason for him to leave.
Amount of money to make that switch. But then again,
the Miami Heat offered Dwayne Wade a 2-year, $40 million contract.
2-year, 40 mil. 20 mil a year. And then
reports that the Heat offered Wade only 10 mil for next season have been overblown, with sides actually being 10 million apart on the total amount. So he probably wanted like 2 years, 50 mil, I'm assuming. So what, 25 mil a year?
Yeah.
Which is, again, pretty much what he got from the Bulls, but it wasn't in Miami, so he got taxed.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Regardless,
Miami's free agency efforts to re-sign center Hassan Whiteside and pursue Kevin Durant. 4-year, $98 million deal with Whiteside.
Yeah, the Heat.
Oh.
The Heat overpay everybody.
But at the same time, yeah, but you saw the trajectory Hassan Whiteside was on. If he was actually about winning, he could have been there. That dude just didn't care to win. He got his money. He played his game. He was, he's a good player, but he never had the desire to become anything more or anything better than what he was. And that's why they let him go after 4 years, and he didn't really get no offers. I don't think he's not getting no money this year. Because again, he's the same exact player that the Heat picked up in the G League a few years ago, aside from maybe a higher free throw percentage. He never had any desire to change his game to become any better. And again, that's why Bam Adebayo took his starting spot in Miami before they shipped him off. And you know me, I loved Hassan Whiteside because I thought he was on that trajectory. But again, he never had the desire to be any better.
Yeah. Damn. Well.
Anything else to add to that?
What'd you say?
I remember you trying to say he was better than Joel.
Bam?
No.
Oh, Hassan?
Yeah, he was.
No,
okay.
That's crazy. He said Bam was better than Ben, too. Along with like 75% of other people.
On the poll.
According to a poll on it that was conducted on Instagram.
And probably had like 40 people vote on it.
People don't
No,
like
that was a
Ben
bigger
Simmons.
page that did it though. Who was it? I think it was Hoops View. They got like
I think
70K
I have it.
followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I'm
I
pretty
know
sure it
you
was Hoops
sent that
View.
to
They
me.
have like 75K. So there's definitely got like probably over 10,000 votes at least on that. And
It's a lot of recency bias over there.
oh yeah, for sure. The whole sports world revolves around recency bias, unfortunately. But all right, so this is mad random, but that like since we're on it, how much better is Ben than Bam?
How much better is Ben? I didn't want to say too much. He is definitely better. And
Like, are you calling someone crazy if they say, "Oh, I think Bam's better than Ben"? Are you be like, "You're crazy"?
I'm not calling them crazy.
What about you,
That's
Nebby?
also-
They're underrating Ben. That's what I'm saying. Ben is in general underrated just simply because he can't shoot. But
He is, but at the same time, it's like he can't shoot. Like you need to be able to shoot. He can't shoot, and he is showing no real signs of becoming much better of a shooter. So that's that.
but he's pretty elite at every other part of
Oh
the game.
yeah, for sure. He definitely is. I mean, you know, when I talk about Bam, I want to talk about defense, but there's obviously that same thing with Ben. The one thing I say about Bam though is that I do think he is much more versatile defender than Ben.
Ben can guard a 1 through 5.
I don't know about that.
Ben- I think it's more so Ben's size. I don't think he laterally especially is not as quick as Ben.
Ben's pretty quick.
Ben was shutting down like point guards, like on the get.
Ben's pretty quick. He's stupidly fast.
He is. I'm saying I think Bam is a better defender slightly than Ben. Not significant amount. I think he's a better defender than Ben though.
Ben was first team all defense.
I think Ben's. Yeah, I know, and I don't. Some people get in because they deserve it, and I'm not saying Ben doesn't deserve it, but I don't like looking at those because there's a lot of people that get left off every year, and some of them.
There's a lot of people that get left off for sure, but Ben was one of those people that deserved to be in that.
Yeah. Ben was the best defender. Like he was the best guard defender in the league. He was insanely crazy on defense.
What was the first team all defense this year?
It was like Pat Bev, Ben Simmons, Giannis.
And if you go look,
Giannis.
see, this is the thing.
Marcus
AD.
Smart, I think, and AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think AD was first team, and then Marcus Smart, I think, was on first team as well.
This is the thing, man. People want to say that Ben Simmons doesn't work on his game because his jumper's not getting better. But this dude, if you go look at what everybody was talking about when he first entered the league, they were talking about he wasn't that good of a defender. And now look at him. He's one of the best defenders in the whole league. He puts in work. Like,
I think Ben has. I don't think very many people would disagree with this, but I think Ben has one of the highest ceilings in the whole league. I really hope he realizes. I hope he fulfills that. What's the word I'm looking for here? I hope he becomes the player that we all want him to be. I hope that offense comes along. I don't see the offense progressing too much, and without progression in his offense, he's never going to become that top-notch player that we want to see out of him. And now to get back to the point of him against Bam, Bam doesn't really have much of a go-to offense either. I'll tell you one thing: his jumper already just looks. He doesn't even shoot him, and it looks way cleaner than Ben's. And that just comes with Ben's mechanics that I think are just awful. Like his mechanics are, and that's going to be a real tough thing to change. But Ben's mechanics for a jumper are god awful, Lonzo type awful.
Yeah, Alonzo got the jumper now. Stop hating though.
First season, all right, sorry. First season Lonzo type awful.
Alonzo got a clean looking jumper now.
All right, it's not. It is. It's all right. It's alright.
It's clean.
But not Ben though.
It's clean. No, not Ben. Ben's jumper looks weird. But
obviously, I mean, there's the thing. Ben's one of the best passers in the league too. Court vision is
okay. I think the reason why this whole shooting thing is so bad for Ben right now, or looks so bad, is because he does play alongside Joel Embiid, who is an interior guy. You know, so Ben doesn't have as much room as he would like in order to operate his offense or get to the basket, because you got a 7'2" guy, Joel Embiid, down low, also having another big on him. So I feel like if you put Ben in another situation, his numbers would definitely increase, and he'd be able to attack the rim a lot more often as well, and not have to rely on a jump shot like he does, or like he should in Philly. He doesn't need to rely on it, but he should have it if he's in Philly. Be able to at least shoot it. I think with Doc Rivers being there now, though, we'll see him start to attempt more shots this upcoming season. At least I hope so. Because
I agree with that.
Because if he's still not even attempting jumpers next season, I don't know when he ever will.
Yeah, no, I don't think. It just doesn't seem like he has. I mean, rarely do you ever even see guys come in and not be able to shoot, and then get that jump shot. Like Jason Kidd's probably the most notable guy in my head I could think of right now, but it's not very often that a guy comes in, being known as a bad shooter, and it just comes along. And especially when you have mechanics as awful as Ben Simmons.
The thing is, though, his shot wasn't always bad. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, if you watch him in high school or even in college, like his jumper wasn't really that bad.
I think when he got to the NBA, he became too caught up in efficiency.
I don't really necessarily think that's the worst thing.
What I just said?
Yeah.
No, yes and no, because it's definitely not a worse thing, because you want your guys to play to their strengths, and you want him to,
I feel like, though, that doesn't, just because you get caught up in efficiency doesn't mean you just abandon a whole facet of the game, though. Like, you shouldn't just.
Okay, but if he knows he's trash at shooting threes, then should he really be shooting threes?
He should at least be attempting. That's the thing, though. He's not trash. He's really not trash, though. Like, when you watching him do shoot-arounds and stuff, like, he's smacking threes. Like, he's just, like, any NBA player, he's just smacking threes like it's easy. But he doesn't even try. In his mind, he thinks
he's trash. In his mind, he thinks he's trash. And that's the thing,
like, I don't know. That's a mindset thing. Like, that's a mindset thing. Like, you're never going to get better at something unless you try it. I don't think Philly fans would be mad if he was taking at least 2 attempts a game, like 2 or 3 attempts a game. I don't think Philly fans are going to kill him over that.
For sure.
Like, the coaches want that. Like, the players want that. The fans want that. Everyone wants that. But
I'm not saying he shouldn't be shooting threes, but I'm saying look.
You basically made it seem like he shouldn't be shooting threes. Yeah. That's basically what you just made it seem like.
I don't think it's that crazy if he's not shooting threes.
I think it is that crazy. Because if you got someone like Giannis who can't hit at all earlier, but now he's actually started to hit because he's been actually shooting it. He took his 3-point percentage
from 20. Can't really hit,
he took it from 25 to 32 in one season because he took more threes, and he got a little bit better. That's all. Like, take at least 2-3 a game. That's all you got to do. And you do that over the course of a season, and then another season, you're gonna get better, more comfortable with it, and more confident once you start seeing them go in.
Jimmy Butler shot 25% from 3 this season. Regular season, he shot 25%. Just want to throw that in there.
Giannis is shooting 30%. He is 1.4 4.7. That's really not good at all.
It's not good at all, but at least he's shooting them, though. And it makes teams come up. You can pump fake whatever. Like, somebody's going to come up, though.
Teams don't come up. Teams don't come up on Giannis like that.
Well, they don't, especially not in the playoffs. But, I mean...
That's what I'm saying. So even if you're saying, like, oh, like, he should be shooting it, but it's not changing how teams are guarding Giannis.
But what's
Giannis's
gonna happen?
average game,
But what's
he's
gonna
going-
happen? What's gonna happen when you just stand at the top of the key and nothing happens because the team is sitting in the paint? What are you gonna do?
Okay, he's going 1 of 5. That's Giannis's average game. 1 of 5 from 3. That's terrible.
I don't think Giannis should be shooting 5 a game. I think that's too many. I'm not saying
Mhm.
Ben should be shooting 5. I'm saying Ben literally shoot like 2, 3 a
One or
game.
two,
Like
yeah.
that's it. Like just get comfortable with it. Not even about making the defense change. Just get comfortable shooting it because he's still mad young
Within the flow of
and he can
NBA.
start getting more comfortable with it, more confident. Because he's only what 23, so if he starts doing them now, like when he actually hits his prime, maybe he can actually start shooting respectably because he's a little more confident. Like if he just never shoots it, he's never gonna get good. He's never gonna be able to hit his potential. Like Ben could be the best player in the NBA one day. Like his ceiling is that high. But unless he tries to do it, he can't reach it though.
But I'm saying, what's wrong? What's wrong with him getting comfortable with shooting threes and actually thinking he's good at shooting threes and then coming out and then shooting? You want him to just shoot even though he knows he's bad.
I think you can't get comfortable shooting threes without shooting them in a game. You could practice all you want. You could shoot 100,000 3-pointers, hit 99,000 of them in practice, and it's still gonna feel different when you come into a game. And if he doesn't start shooting them in a game, you can't get comfortable shooting them in a game.
I feel like it's a no-brainer. I feel like you're literally
I don't
saying
know.
Ben should just stay where he's at.
No, obviously he should be working on his jump shot. I'm not saying he shouldn't be doing anything to his jump shot.
That's the thing.
You're
he's been
saying
working on
you're
it.
making it seem like that though, because
No,
you can work on
he
it all
should-
he wants, but if he doesn't shoot it in the game, what does the work matter? What's the point?
Okay.
You're like, oh, why would he shoot it
No,
if it's not going to change this?
I
and not
would
do
say
this?
he
Like,
shouldn't. If he doesn't think, look, he should get to a point where if he's going to shoot he thinks when he shoots, he's going to usually make it in the game. If he doesn't think he's going to make it, then why are you going to shoot a shot you don't think you're going to make? That's not a good shot to me. If you don't think you're going to make a shot, why are you shooting that shot? You should at least every time you shoot the ball, you should think you're making it. Am I tripping for thinking that? If
Yeah,
you like,
that's the same thing as shooting a 3-pointer. He should practice them so that he can shoot them in a game. When he shoots them in a game, he should shoot them thinking he's gonna make it, regardless if he makes it or not. He should shoot it thinking he's gonna make it. That's just a mindset thing. That you gotta take every shot like that. You don't shoot any shots thinking they're not gonna go in. Even if it's not to your strength, you're not gonna shoot the shot unless you think it's gonna go in.
if he thinks he's never going to make it, then he's just never going to be as good as he should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, like that's just literally he's never going to reach his potential. So that's that.
well, right now he doesn't think his jump shot's good enough to a point where he should be
Because he
shooting.
doesn't even try it though.
Yeah.
Like no one
You
goes
think
in.
he-
No
okay.
one goes into anything thinking like, oh, like I'm not gonna go into a new sport thinking I'm gonna be so nice when I first come in. I gotta at least try it. I gotta get comfortable with it. I gotta get confident with it.
He's practicing his jump shot. He's working on his mechanics. His mechanics.
But
are
if you
changing. His
don't
shots
do
are
it,
different.
you're never gonna get good. If I'm practicing public speaking in front of 20 people and then I go in front of 5,000 and I never go in front of them to talk, I'm never gonna actually be a good public speaker. Oh no, I'm gonna do terrible. I can't go out there and do that. Like that's a mindset thing. Like you have to break out of that and get out of your comfort zone to do that. That's how you get better at anything, is to break out of your comfort zone and actually do it.
I don't think it's the worst thing. You're making
I
it sound
think
like
that's-
if he takes 2 threes, he's gonna just all of a sudden just be a good shooter. Like,
No, he's gonna get
not.
more confident, and he's not gonna have that mindset where he's like a mental block every time he goes to shoot the game or shoot a shot.
I don't
If he
think
at
it's
least
a mental
starts
block.
shooting-
I think he just knows he's not good at shooting, so he's not gonna shoot it.
How do you get better at
It's-
anything though?
It's like the same.
What do you
it's like the
mean?
same
How do
thing
you
as-
get better at
It's
anything?
like the same thing as Shaq. It's like the same
But
thing
Shaq
as Shaq.
literally
Why
is
Shaq-
7'2" and unguardable down low. Why even bother shooting? That's not Ben Simmons. He plays
Okay,
a
so
completely
Ben
different
Simmons
game.
Ben Simmons is huge, big, faster than almost everyone he's guarding. Like,
Yeah,
so
Ben
the better
Simmons
shot is
is-
him
And the
for him
NBA
to
is
take it for-
completely different now than when
Yeah,
Shaq was
he
playing.
in
Like
Shaq's
completely
era,
different.
please,
He's in the
like,
whole
they
wrong
had
era
the
for that.
same game.
He's in the whole wrong era right now, Ben Simmons, if he's not going to shoot the ball.
I'm just saying. I think it's just because he's literally labeled as a point guard. If he was a power forward, taking the ball up or something, he would not get this much shit, and it's just
But
literally
that's the
because
thing.
he's labeled as a
That's
point guard.
But that's the thing, is because he's labeled as a point guard and he plays point guard.
I'm about to say, it's
He
not
had
even
a
just
true
labeled. He
point
literally
guard.
plays point guard.
He had a true point guard beside him, and he wanted to be a point forward who, he could also facilitate the ball, play through him a little bit, let this other guy, let the actual point guard run the ball, handle the offense for a little bit as well, take turns. Then, yeah, you don't have to necessarily have Ben take those shots. But
I don't think there's even it's because of literally a label. He can play his way. Everyone's just hung up on the fact that he's a point guard.
Well, then, yeah, and again, it also comes down to the fact that what we were talking about earlier, that me, anyways, I want to see Ben become his full potential, and Ben has the potential to be the best player in the league, in the whole league. He has the potential to be that guy if he could get that jump shot going.
And that's the thing. He doesn't even really need to be like a good jump shooter. Just respectable. Just respectable. And like he doesn't even try though. And I think that's really the biggest thing, is that it's not just that like he can't shoot. He doesn't even attempt them. And that's why people are like, yo, like at least try.
But see, the thing is, the thing is for Giannis shoots the ball and everyone tells him don't like stop. You were even saying don't shoot it. Like all
right, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this. Playing with Nebu basketball, as long as I've been playing with Nebu, he used to not be able to shoot. You know how he got to be able to shoot now? Because he actually started shooting in the games. He was practicing his jump shot, and he started shooting in the games.
I practiced my jump shot. I didn't just start shooting in the games. I shot.
Yeah, but you had to. Okay, and you had to go in the games and take the shots, though. Do you not shoot in games now?
Okay, look, but me getting better at shooting in games was not due to me shooting them in games. It was due to me practicing them and getting better at shooting.
But if you never shoot in the games, it's never gonna do. Your practice doesn't make anything. If you don't put your practice into action, it doesn't mean anything.
I did not start shooting until I was at a point where I would think, okay, yeah, when I shoot this, I'm gonna make it. Like what? Like I don't just start hoisting up shots I don't think I'm gonna make. Like I got.
You have to start shooting though. Like what? There was a point where you shot. There's a point where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna make this shot, but you practiced and got comfortable. And then you still might have came in like, oh, like whatever, but you still at least trying the shots. Because like, oh, I practiced this, I could do this.
I practiced to the point where I was like, if I get the ball right here and I shoot it, I'm gonna make it. Like,
so you don't think Ben Simmons is in the gym shooting hundreds and hundreds of jump shots a day?
And he doesn't think he's gonna make it compared to what he could do. The thing is, Ben Simmons could literally get by almost everybody. Like he's got good handles, he's got good size, he's good at finishing. So the better shot for him is to take it to the rack.
Okay, and then when it comes to playoffs, they're gonna do the same thing they did to Giannis then,
right.
And it's not gonna work.
And that's the thing too. It's not about being. We don't want Ben Simmons, or Ben Simmons doesn't need to become a 3-point shooter. He just needs to start taking a few 3-point attempts. That's really what it comes down to.
But I'm saying even someone like Giannis, who is, can we all agree, way more gifted than Ben Simmons? Like, he's insane athletically and what he can do. And he's shooting, and everybody would say Giannis is a better shooter than Ben Simmons. But guess what? Giannis still doesn't get respected out there. He still gets guarded the same way. It doesn't change anything for him.
But he still has those nights where he hits like 5-6 threes a game. He still has those nights, though.
In general, where like nothing's changed. That doesn't change.
Okay, but nothing happens at all if you don't try something.
And you also got to.
Why would you just want to
come back to the fact that he's shooting them and he's going to get better from that? Maybe next season he comes back and he shoots 4 or 5% higher in his 3-point field goal percentage.
I'm just saying, if you leave someone and they shoot 5 times and make it 1 time, that's you as a defense are just letting that happen.
And I'm not saying for Ben Simmons to shoot 5 shots. We're not telling him to shoot 5 threes. Literally, if you shoot a couple threes a game over the course of a season, that's a lot of threes you took. That's a lot of time that you can build confidence in yourself.
Okay.
2 threes is literally nothing.
So it takes Giannis 5. It takes Giannis 5 attempts to make 1 a game, right? So if Giannis isn't taking 5, do you think he's making 1 a game? If he's
No,
taking
but
like
how do we
3?
know? How do you know what Ben is going to do compared to what Giannis is going to do when Ben literally never shoots it?
Okay, would you not say that Giannis is a better shooter than Ben?
No, because Ben doesn't shoot. Like, we don't
regardless.
know because Ben never
exactly.
shoots it.
We literally don't know.
We don't know. I've seen Ben Simmons in warm-ups hit more threes than Giannis can hit. Like, he just doesn't shoot the ball.
So you think Ben Simmons? You think Ben Simmons can go out there and he's gonna start if he shoots, he's just gonna start making it? Is that what you're saying? You think he's literally just?
I don't know
Yes.
if he's only
That's
shooting
the
2
thing,
threes a
it doesn't
game.
happen-
Who
It
knows?
doesn't happen in one game or one season. But if he starts shooting them next season, he might hit a couple. Then the
Like, what if
season
he
after
shot
that,
2
when he's
threes a
more
game?
comfortable, he'll hit a couple more.
This is about building confidence more so than it's just making the shots. Like, if you're taking 1 or 2 a game, is not going to kill your team. It's helping
look,
him
it's
build
not.
confidence.
It's not. It's not. I'm not saying I'm agreeing that he should shoot, but I'm just saying it's not the worst thing that he doesn't shoot. Because if he shoots 2 times a game next season, he won't make it 1 time a game, on average.
That's
He's not
fine.
gonna
He'll
make it
probably
1 time.
make like 0.5 or something like that, and that's perfectly fine. At least he's starting to build a little bit more confidence in himself and getting used to shooting it. That's what it's
that
about.
really changes anything to me. That doesn't change anything.
So building confidence doesn't change anything to you? Yo, you sound crazy right now, Nevu. What?
I don't think.
Bro,
how
okay.
Ben Simmons plays or how he gets
you have
guarded,
to
I don't think
understand,
that
I used to
changes
be
anything.
ass at shooting. And I got better by going into the game and shooting shots, even if I wasn't fully confident yet. But after you see something go in, you build the confidence. You start to go, oh, I can start to do this. Like, this is getting easier. I'm getting better at this. And yeah, I kept working on it and kept doing what I was working on. If I just work at something in the dark and never show anybody or never try to bring it to light, it'll never happen. It literally will never happen. It's like I could go take 1,000 threes in practice and make everything,
Right.
and then just never do it in a game. It's just that doesn't matter then. Like, who cares what you're doing then if you're not going to try and do it in the game?
Well, yeah, at some point, I'm not saying he should never try.
Bro, you
I'm
just
saying
said,
he
the whole time though. You've
I'm
been
saying he should try.
shouldn't.
I'm saying he should try when he gets to a point where he's good enough to make it like that.
But
If
he's
he-
not
if he
gonna
gets to a
feel.
point-
He's not gonna get to
But
that
this is
point
the
unless he
thing.
starts to
This is
do
the
it.
thing. Ben Simmons, I'm sure, hits a pretty good number of threes when they're shooting them in practice. Would you not agree? Sitting there, stand still, nobody in front of him, even a drill, have somebody closing out to him. He probably hits a decent amount of them in practice. No?
He'd probably outshoot everybody here in practice. Like,
in practice, he's gonna hit shots. So now it comes down to taking those hits that you make and just taking a few attempts in the game.
Like, I don't know what else it takes when you got your teammates, your coaches, your fans, the media, everyone telling you to just try.
Yeah, literally.
That's literally just, I don't know. Like, he's literally holding himself back at that
He can't-
point.
He can't be. How are you gonna become a better shooter if you're not even a shooter? You have to become a shooter before you can become a better shooter. He doesn't even shoot. He's that part of his game is like non-existent. It can't be better because you don't even see it. It doesn't happen. So you gotta start, boom, get a base. All right, let him come in and shoot 20% next season. Damn, he's a bad shooter, but at least he's shooting. And then next season he come in and get a better percent. And I don't think he's gonna shoot 20, but let him shoot 25% like Jimmy Butler. And then what Jimmy do? Jimmy got comfortable, and then he come playoff time, he's hitting them. He shot like 50% in the playoffs. Started off 25%, taking bad shots or missing 3-pointers. But it all came full circle, Naps.
That's all I'm saying though, is like, at least attempt them. Even if you don't feel 100% on something, you have to break your comfort zone and do it. Like, if you don't feel you're 100% confident that you're going to walk up and make a free throw, you're just not going to shoot the free throw. Like, you still got to do it. Like, just, even a few, like, just get more comfortable and do it. Just do it. Like, just do it.
Honestly, I feel like we could talk circles around this topic for another 30 minutes, and it's not going to get us anywhere. Because
this is high quality debates that the podcast needs though. This is the quality that it needs. This is good stuff for sure.
This is good stuff for sure.
This is the energy I want on this podcast right here.
At the end of the day, Ben Simmons just needs to shoot threes. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
I think we'll get to that point though.
I
But
think he will.
I just think he should like, come on. I don't know. I don't know. Because when you're talking about me, I did not shoot it until I was like, yeah, I'm going to make it. Like, I did not shoot it until I'm like, yeah, I'm a good shooter now. I'm going to hit it.
But that's the thing.
So you're saying you just walked into the gym though? It was like, I'm a good shooter?
Find out you were a good shooter.
It wasn't when you find out you were a
out?
good shooter, it wasn't in the game it wasn't in the practice when you started hitting in the games.
All right.
No, when I was in practice and I was smacking all the time, I'm like, yeah, I'm a good shooter now.
I bet Ben Simmons is hitting threes in practice. He's 100% hitting threes in practice. So he knows he can hit them. He sees the ball go in practice.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys think Ben Simmons is just going to come out here and start smacking threes, then I don't really know what to say. Like,
I'm not saying he's gonna start
Yeah,
smacking
nobody
threes.
said
We're
that.
saying to start
Correct.
taking threes. It's a slow process when it comes to being able to shoot, especially at an NBA level, and especially when you're not even trying it.
okay, so people who are bad shooters, though, you want them to still shoot? Like, I don't get, like, what does Westbrook
I
not
want
get hate
them-
for taking shots?
I want
Like,
them because how many threes does Westbrook take a game though? This is the difference. We're not.
He
He's
takes a
taking.
lot.
Okay, we're not telling
Okay.
Ben Simmons to take a lot of threes. We're
But he's
telling him to take a
open.
couple.
He should shoot them. He's open. He should shoot them, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so Ben
take like
Simmons-
2 threes a
so-
game.
So if Ben Simmons is open 10 times on the top of the key by himself, he should shoot all 10 times, right?
That's not what I said. When did I say that? I said shoot like
I'm saying he's open,
threes
though.
a game.
But if he's open,
I'm not saying
right?
to shoot it every time he's open. I'm saying shoot it when he feels that he should be shooting. I think the team should make a rule for this dude to shoot at least 2 threes a game. That's literally, if I was a coach, I'm literally like, you got to shoot it 2 times a game at minimum. I don't care what else you do. Like, if you do the same thing you were doing last year when you didn't attempt a single 3 for the rest of them. Like, at least get yourself comfortable trying to shoot the 3. Like, even if it's 2 threes a game. Yeah, you're going to probably find yourself open 10 times a game. Doesn't mean you got to shoot 10 threes.
But he's open all 10 times, and he should get comfortable shooting open shots, shouldn't he?
Yeah, but why shoot it 10 times when we're saying to only shoot it at least 2 times?
Because he's open.
He's gonna be
open, he
open
should
until
shoot the ball.
he's gonna be open until they
Okay,
can give him respect
exactly.
though. Like I'm not
Okay,
telling him
it's
to
not
shoot
gonna
10
change
threes a game.
anything.
Yes, it will, because you're gonna get more confident, get more comfortable shooting the threes. If you're putting the work in outside, which he should be, which we're saying he is, if you're putting the work in the practice, and you're shooting it and trying to replicate that work in the game, and you're shooting it a couple times a game, it'll eventually come together. We're not saying, oh, you find yourself open 10 times, shoot it 10 times. Like, you don't think Giannis is open 10 times a game? I mean, he's still shooting it 5 times. He's not shooting it every time he's open.
And you're saying he should, okay.
And I'm not saying you should shoot it that
someone
many
who's
times.
better than Ben, has shot more than Ben, is still trash at shooting. He is still
But
trash,
people
and he's
develop
still-
differently. How do we know that Ben is going to take longer to develop than Giannis will? We don't
I'm not
know
saying
that.
he will or won't, but I'm saying
Not to
you
mention, Giannis's mechanics are also pretty ugly still.
Shit. I
From
was actually just
shooting.
about to mention that.
His mechanics are still horrible.
They're god awful.
It's not even like has good mechanics or anything. Like, Ben Simmons' mechanics honestly probably look better than that. Like, Giannis is a pretty ugly.
And his is awful.
If you don't at least try something, nothing is gonna happen from it. Is all I'm saying. Like, if we just wait around for Ben Simmons to one day be like, oh yeah, I'm a good shooter now, I'm gonna come out there and do this shit. That's just not gonna happen. We'll never see him shoot the ball then unless he starts trying. Like, you're not gonna build the confidence unless you try it in the game. Just shoot the 3. Just shoot like 2 threes a game. I feel like that's not much to ask for.
No, we're not.
it's not much to ask for, but it's also being like, I don't know, because you keep saying how it's gonna change everything. He's gonna get more like I'm not buying that. I don't think Giannis is any more confident. I don't think any of these dudes who can't shoot.
You don't think
any more
Giannis
confident
is
just 'cause
any
they
more
start shooting.
confident shooting the ball that he went from shooting like no attempts to 5? He's at least more
He's
confident
still
now.
trash.
He
okay,
is.
he shoots he shoots more and misses about the same. Like that's not.
He shoots.
I don't know.
He shoots too many. He shoots too many, but at least he's trying, and it's not hurting his team. It's hurting his team that he sucks at it. But the 5 threes a game is not hurting his team because he knows when and when not to do it. It's not like because we brought up Westbrook. Westbrook's literally taking horrendously terrible shot selections. At least Giannis is wide open, and he was at least trying it.
If you're not gonna make a bad shot, to me, I consider a bad shot a turnover. If you're taking a shot that's bad, that's a turnover.
Okay. But I don't think Giannis is taking bad shots, though. Like, Giannis isn't taking bad shots. He was taking wide open shots.
Okay, so now if Ben gets the ball at the top.
But I don't think he should shoot it, but not 10 times or however many. Like, if he's going to, he should not shoot it every single time.
This is the thing about shooting the threes in the first place is that, I mean, yeah, what you're saying, it didn't change the defense for Giannis. But ideally, you shoot a couple of them just to mix it up, just to keep people on their toes and stay a little unpredictable with your game.
And the other thing is, too, Ben doesn't even step up to shoot even a midi, though. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, step up and shoot a free throw or something. Like, literally, it has to be a shot 2 feet from the basket for Ben Simmons, and that's it.
He did used to shoot middies, and he was trash at them.
He never shot it like that, though. Come on. He did not shoot it like that.
He shot it.
He did not shoot it like that,
He
did not shoot it like that.
Like what? Okay, I'm talking about compared to how you see him shooting. Not like he was actually shooting the middies. He would take a couple middies again. Like he was actually shooting it.
And that's the thing.
Okay, you just stop it, though. Like, you're never going to get better at something, though. If you just stop it, you take a couple middies a game. Okay, cool. If you missed it, you missed it, whatever. But, like, you're never going to get good at something unless you continuously do it. It's a trial and error thing. Like, you just have to fight through the bad times to get to the good times.
But that's an inefficient shot anyway, so he shouldn't even be trying to shoot a midi.
But that's like goes back to what Austin said. Like, you can't be stuck up on every single shot being like super fit. Like, if you're wide open, it's still an efficient look. Like, I'm not gonna kill you because he takes 3 middies a game and 3 threes a game. I'm not like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Like, he's a detriment to the team. I think people will be praising him at this point if he tried to do that. People are like, oh, at least he's trying. Because we can't even say that right now. It's literally just, oh, he doesn't even try to do it.
He's gonna get trashed even when he starts shooting threes, so it doesn't even matter.
That's just because people hate him, though. But like, you're still gonna have some people though that will respect him more if at least he tries. He's still gonna get hate, but some people will give him his respect for at least trying though. Not every single person is gonna be like, oh yeah, he's a bum. But yeah, there's always gonna be people that hate Ben Simmons, no matter how good he gets.
So, do you respect him more this season compared to last season because he actually shot a few more threes than he did the season before?
He probably shot not even 5 attempts this year.
He still shot more than he did the year before.
From what, like 1? That's not enough. I'm saying for him to take 2 a game, if 2 times 82, what does that give you?
But he still shot it more, so do you respect him a little more, even if it's...
Well, he was better all around of a player than last year, too. So, I mean, yeah, I'm giving his respects regardless. Better defensively. One of the best defenders in the league. Like, it's not even... I'm not going to respect you for taking 3 more threes a game. Now you're just trying to take this point, like, way out of context, like just trying to like put a loophole in it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, take 2 threes a game over an 82 game season. What does that give you? Not 5 threes. Gives you way more than that. And I'm pretty sure we were talking like even before the season started before that we were expecting Ben Simmons to shoot at least 50 threes. And he didn't even come close to that.
No, he didn't.
Didn't even come close to that. And the 1 3 he shot, he made though. One of the 1 3s he shot, he made. Like the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Made 2.
He made like. So he had 2 out of 5. Like, what? Shoot the ball, bro. Like, come on. Out of all the threes he's actually taken legitimate threes in his career, he probably has a better 3-point percentage than Giannis does. Which is most evident because you take way less, but I don't get how that doesn't help you want to shoot it more though. Like the few threes that you've taken, you've actually made. Like, continue to do that. But like we said, we could go circles around this thing all night, but I think it's been a really super intense Hoopaholics debate tonight. It's gonna make for some great content. You know, we love to see it. We gotta get more energy like this every time we come on, man. I love this. Hopefully we get a few more guys on the pod next episode. See if we can get Dave on here again, obviously. And maybe a couple new faces. But if you guys enjoyed, please remember to hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. And, of course, subscribe for more future basketball content. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.